A little bit of heat helps. The heat will make sure that the glue doesn't stick, but had a bad run right there. Get the PPF film off. Get repairing that dent. Now the door got sprung one day on a windy day. Customer opened up the door on the courtesy car and it mangled up the fender a bit. And it actually ended up tearing the metal right here. So I'm just gonna give it a little zap with the welder and yeah. There you go, that'll work. A little bit of bubble gum on this side, but the grinders are for. Got a small plastic repair here. Can't get my foot through my welder onto the backside cleanly. So what I'm doing is just a one-sided repair. I ended up putting a staple in here on this edge, so I have some strength there. And I'm gonna notch that out, beat it out, about 70% of the way through. I'm gonna weld it. Then on the backside here, I'm gonna take some bumper repair glue with some mesh tape, glue the backside, and this should be a solid repair for the rest of your life. Got a small plastic repair here. Can't get my foot through my welder onto the backside cleanly. So what I'm doing is just a one-sided repair. I ended up putting a staple in here on this edge, so I have some strength there. And I'm gonna notch that out, beat it out, about 70% of the way through. I'm gonna weld it. Then on the backside here, I'm gonna take some bumper repair glue with some mesh tape, glue the backside, and this should be a solid repair for the rest of your life. So the idea behind this is to press in the plastic filler rod over here. Just kind of stitch it and keep stamping it. Focus. Come on now. Keep stamping it in place. Really using the heat to help melt it in, but also kind of pushing it into its spot as well. That's my repair. We're gonna sand it as smooth as we can, and just a light skim coat of filler. You have to sand this area back more, but the idea is you don't want to weld over paint, so we ended up stripping the bare metal there. And I think I'll get the new guy to finish it off. There's the backside. I'm gonna grind that little bit of plastic off. I'm gonna try and, if I can, try and notch that out a little bit. Just give more surface area for my glue to grab onto that crack and hold it in place. A little bit of mesh tape kind of acts as your rebar, and yeah, easy peasy. There you go. You can kind of see the little ripply bits there. That is that mesh tape. And the way I glue this in, I put like a tack coat of my adhesive, and then I press my mesh tape into where I need it. If you do it the other way and put mesh tape first, you might not get glue underneath the mesh tape. And I kind of just smear it around, and I might put another light coat and just smooth it out a bit, but if it looks like that, you're gonna have a really solid repair. So that crack came right up through here, and it kind of went up like that. Yeah, should be good. Here's a nice update. All of my color chips for my De Beer, I got them mounted right here along the railing instead of up on the cabinet. We actually just built the railing. We hang our gunny wheels there too, but what an update. Makes it way easier to grab it here than grabbing the step ladder and going up. The way this works, it's all sorted by manufacturer. I'll put all the lesser, or not even used, there's all the European stuff at the bottom out of the way. And this is all alphabetical order based on the paint code itself within the manufacturer. So you look up the code, it'll even tell you, oh, we need GM box 4, and the alphabetical order, you find that paint code. And it's really, really simple to figure out and use. And on this mix, it is N3S, the 2013 Hyundai Elantra, and it's in box 3. I checked the chips to the vehicle, And the main thing, I want to look at coarseness. It is definitely a coarseness 3. When I checked the chips with the varying 1 to standard, because that's the 2 chips, is very clearly this one. The standard is way too dark. And also the score, 0.5, and it's green. That's a really, really good score. Here's my job board of things I'm doing today. I've got a bumper end. It's a gray for a F-150, paint code JX. I have a Kia. There's the paint code. That's just my order number. Don't worry about that. I'm spraying out a card only on this. Then I got a bumper for a Hyundai N3S. So I'm going to get all 3 of these mixed up. I just got the sealer on. We're running with the De Beer. So every painter knows exactly what this chart and color wheel is all about. It gives you a description of every toner and how to read the chart and where they are mapped out on the color wheel. This is very, very valuable information. It gives you little numbers. That's the coarseness rating, so 5 being very coarse, 2 not so much. Using this chart can help you get a color to flip and flop and get the color exactly how you want. And if you don't have one of these hung up in your mixing room, I highly, highly recommend that you do. There's my 3 colors. That's a Kia, this is the Ford, that's the Hyundai. I went back to back on all of them, but this is the first time I'm spraying this color. I'm gonna just put another coat on that, just so I know for sure, because sometimes going back to back can mess with the color, then I know for sure that color is exactly how they want it mixed. And I went back to back on the silver. They don't recommend going back to back on the silver. That's wet, so don't worry about that, but I can see a little bit of blotchiness. Still get used to how we do back to back on this stuff. I can see why they don't recommend silver, because it is really hard to get rid of that blotchiness. Don't worry about that, that is also wet. I haven't blown this off yet, but that blotchy modeliness, a second orientation coat that I'm going to do here will take care of it all. Running low on sticks to hold my sprayo card, so I got some Car Rep 2K Clear on my sprayo card just so I can take that off, because that color just not quite happy, so I'm remixing it. I just need to put a new card on this stick.